All right, welcome back, one and all, to the Horror Returns. I'm Lance, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, the Terrible Two. It's the return of Brutal Brian and Fabulous Phil. What's going on, guys?
I thought we changed that.
Well, you got the Took. You're still rocking the Took.
Yeah.
Phil's got the Astros cap on.
Just for Steve.
Champion Phil.
I know how big of a fan he is.
See, there's no I can't say Champion Phil. There's no alliteration. Fucking Phil. I don't know, dude. Help me out. I'm dying here.
God damn it.
So you're wearing the hat.
Fabulous if I want to.
You're wearing the hat for who, man?
Just for Steve. I know how big of a fan he is.
Steve Carlton?
Yeah.
Of the Geeks? That's Steve Carlton?
That's the one.
The Geeks
he hasn't confirmed that he's a fan, but he also hasn't denied he's a fan either.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he is. We're gonna
go. That's all you need to know. You guys ready to jump into cool? Oh, hold on. I checked out a kind of a cool of the week, Brian, but it was a show called Fuck That's Delicious. Have you guys ever heard of it?
Watched every season.
Really?
So they're in.
I've never heard of it.
They're in Anchorage. Brian, what the fuck are you bitching about, dude? That place is goddamn gorgeous, man.
I never bitched about the way
about
city looks. It's just the people.
And the cold. The cold, right?
Yeah. Phil, you've heard of Action Bronson, the rapper?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his food show. It's called Fuck That's Delicious.
That sounds like a great idea.
It is so much fun. It is so fucking awesome, dude.
And I've been to that restaurant, the restaurant where his friends go, but he couldn't go because he got sick.
The steakhouse.
I've been to that restaurant. It's very good.
I hope you brought your wallet, man. That place looked fucking hella expensive.
If you want to go there for the cheap, just go. They got this appetizer called the Tower.
Okay.
It's just like a variety of different apples. Just get that, and then just have some drinks with friends, and you'll be good.
And you can say you were there.
Yeah, but I do recommend having dinner there. It's very good.
All right. So are we going to continue food talk, or y'all want to jump into cool of the week?
We can. I don't know. The food returns. We can change the show format. But I'll go first. I didn't get a whole lot in this week. Got a new puppy, so been on puppy duty.
Well, that's a cool of the week.
Yeah,
it is a cool of the week.
Not today, because to make sure I have a clear connection with you guys, so you guys can hear my wonderful voice, I hardwire every time I plug up to the internet, and this little fucker chewed up my cord. I just noticed it today. I had a feeling he might have done it, but then he hit me with that face, and I was like, okay, you're good. You're a good boy. I went and got the port today, and conveniently he chewed the part that I needed to plug in with.
Great.
Of course.
So.
Yeah. I had a Rottweiler that used to eat rocks, man.
Literally?
Yeah. Like we had a little fountain with a bunch of the little smooth rocks in it. One day it was knocked over and all the little rocks were gone. And I only found out later on where they went.
I'm sure you did. Clean it up for days, right?
Let's see. I did get a couple of action movies in. Action's Return is going to come back soon. We've just been on a little hiatus. But I checked out... I noticed he had a new movie coming out because I just read recently that Dolph Lundgren just announced he has cancer. So...
Oh, man.
Kind of... saw that he had
entirely sure that he was still alive to begin with.
Well, in this movie, he might not have been alive because he phoned it in this movie called The Best Man, starring
The Best
him
Man.
and action star Luke Wilson.
What? That Luke Wilson?
Owen Wilson's brother.
Lulu Wilson? Oh, Luke Wilson.
Hadn't seen him in a while either, actually.
Yeah, I didn't know he was alive either. But it's basically they are kind of like a mercenary team. You get introduced to them real quick in the beginning. They're rescuing someone that got kidnapped. This rich guy had his daughter kidnapped. They rescue. Then you fast forward years later. Luke Wilson is actually started a relationship with the lady that he rescued, and they're getting married. And some of the
Okay.
team members that got left behind are coming back to get revenge. And that's pretty much the plot. And they're trying
That
to
sounds terrible.
kill them at their wedding, and Dolph Lundgren's in it, and he looks like he's had a few drinks. He looks like he's very tired. And some of the scenes, I'm almost positive that wasn't him doing the action scenes. So
Like, ooh, that
definitely
sounds rough.
collected a paycheck.
I hope he turns into He-Man at the end.
That would have been something. I just wanted him to wake up. I mean, he's kind of playing the older mercenary kind of veteran guy. He's, drinks a lot, but as you're watching the movie, you're just like, he's really drinking through this fucking movie. Because
A lot.
yeah.
It's called method acting.
So I cannot recommend The Best Man. One that I really wanted to recommend this week, Lance, I know you've seen it. Netflix is The Mother.
Or as I like to refer to it, the meh. There.
They missed the mark so bad.
Did they ever, man?
This could have been like Extraction. This could have been like a
Oh
little
yeah, it was
secret
pretty
hit.
bad. Pretty bad.
She's not bad in it. It's just fucking long and boring.
Yeah.
And then,
Great description.
and then her daughter is fucking so annoying through this whole
Yeah.
movie.
Like I
I'm
fell
just
asleep
like-
and woke
Just
up and didn't really
kill
miss
her
it.
already.
Yeah, I'm like, somebody just kidnap her and take her away so the movie's over. But I don't know. They could have cut a good 30 minutes of the whole them getting to know each other aspect. They could have did a quick little montage of that.
Sure.
Sorry about the dogs barking. They
Adds
could
to
have.
the ambiance, man.
And I know she's like trained for other movies, so I know she can do action. They did that close-up shaky cam stuff
That was
for
bad.
her like hand-to-hand stuff, and I'm just like, you guys could have did some. It was shot good, the movie.
Yeah, but Brian, was it just me, or were there a couple of scenes where like the edges of the camera were kind of like glazed over, like it wasn't?
I thought there was.
Was there a
something
reason
wrong.
for that?
I thought there was something wrong with my.
I did too at first.
But I'm like, is this scene that's happening? Is it a dream or something, or is it a memory? Or they did that quite a few times. You're right, Lance. I don't know. I guess it was a director's choice.
I guess.
It made no sense. It just had the effect that somebody was having a flashback or something.
Added nothing.
But Jennifer Lopez did good. I just think they try to make this, instead of an action movie, they try to make it more of a drama.
Yeah, too much family drama, not enough bang bang, right?
And then they had Edie Falco, Carmela Soprano in the movie for like 2 minutes in the very beginning, and then you don't have her in the movie again. So
what's the point?
Can't reckon. You're right, Lance. That was a meh of the week.
I mean, it wasn't horrible.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't bad because I watched
Right.
it too. That was going to be one of mine, and
Uh-huh.
I felt the same way. It was just sort of. I mean, it wasn't bad, but
She's easy on the eyes.
it was kind of boring.
You know.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, it still looks
Very
amazing.
boring.
And I got to bring Misogyny cast back.
Uh-oh.
There was no ass shots at all. You got Jennifer Lopez. Let's pan the camera down just a little bit. I mean, I'm just saying, Lance.
How do we figure out how to get
we
her
all
on
know
stripper
what you
pole
know.
in this movie?
All right,
Oh.
that's done.
Boy.
But I guess I'll go with my cool of the week. Was this new Hulu original movie called Clock? You guys heard of this one? Yeah, it's basically it's this couple. The lady, she's kind of surrounded by everybody telling her, your clock's ticking. You need to have a baby now.
Have a baby. Okay.
Her friends are having babies. The father wants her to have children so he can have grandchildren. The husband kind of wants it, but he's not pushing her. And I think there's a reason she can't have babies or something. So she kind of goes to this clinic. I'm doing air quotes, clinic, where they're gonna like special treatment on her.
Witchcraft.
And throughout the movie, she kind of starts hallucinating and seeing things, and you don't know if it's just her or the treatment.
Interesting. Okay.
And I thought it was
Oh.
a decent little thriller. It's more thriller than horror. I mean, there's some stuff she sees that are kind of horrific, but it's more of a thriller mystery. By the end, you kind of get clear cut. You know, was it her? Was it the treatment? You know, or was it both?
Right.
You know, so it's a
Huh.
decent. If you're on Hulu and you want to watch something like that, I say it's worth checking out.
Not this year's Fresh though, right? Remember
Oh,
Fresh came
no.
out pretty early in the year on Hulu last year.
It doesn't.
All right.
Yeah, that
But
was
it but
good.
it does check off your cool of the week though.
Yeah, compared to the other two things I watched, it definitely would have to be
Alright.
cool of the week.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I got a not cool, a meh, and a cool.
Yeah, checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
I kind of do too, but mine are sort of old. I just sort of scroll
Yeah.
through and I'm like, yeah, well, there's a classic. Let's check that out. So I watched The Mother and yeah, felt the same way.
The
Um,
Mather.
And I was scrolling through and ran across Oblivion, and so I checked
Oh,
that one out.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise, an oldie
Oh
but a
wow,
goodie.
I haven't seen
A
that in
little-
forever.
Little slow and a little weird, but it was kind of a
Okay.
cool thing to watch in the middle of the night while everybody was asleep. And then Europa Report came on after that, and
Okay.
man, that movie's fucking boring. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but
I think I have, but I
I've
don't
heard
remember
people talk
seeing it.
about it.
yeah, dude, I mean, it's like they sort of film it like real astronaut stuff, but like nothing really happens.
Right. What's the point?
Yeah. And I checked out Inside, Lance. I know you mentioned that one with
Ah,
old Green Goblin himself. What's his name?
sure.
Willem?
Sure.
Willem,
Yeah,
Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
starring
And,
Willem and only Willem.
yeah, it was like his
one
Castaway.
man show. What'd you think, man?
I thought it was all right. It was probably a little long, and
Didn't quite hit the cool of the week, did it? Did it?
ish. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
I just when those situations pop up, I'm like, it seems like
Right.
he could have maybe tried something else, and he was like stuck in this apartment for I don't know how long, but it seemed like a long fucking time.
Right.
Like there's got to be a way out at some
Did
point.
he ever eat a shoe at any point?
No, he did not eat his shoe.
Okay.
But there
Then he
was
wasn't
still-
in there. He
He
wasn't in
was
there long enough then.
Sustaining himself with the garden. So,
Yeah.
Was he? They had a garden in there?
Yeah,
There was-
like one of those indoor, like, what do you call them?
Oh,
With the water and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the irrigation, he was getting water. in,
Yes,
so
that's right.
he still had
okay.
stuff
So he
to
was
live.
set.
He was
Yeah.
just stuck in his own little private prison. I was like, man, there's got to be some kind of way out. I don't know what you're doing, but maybe try something other than the door.
Yeah. So he only tried the door over and over and over.
Yeah.
So, God.
It's like, I don't know if the glass is bulletproof or whatever, but there's got to
Right.
be a way to chip it away or something.
A little at a time,
Yeah,
right?
something.
Surely there was some heavy shit in there, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah. Well, he stacked up the furniture and unscrewing a ceiling pane to try to climb out that way.
Yeah,
not a
Like,
bad
oh,
idea.
That's like the last thing I'd try.
yeah,
Right?
because that exit going up through the ceiling kind of seemed like it would lead to death.
Yeah. Like there's no good outcome.
Hey. Okay. Well.
But still a pretty interesting movie. It was something different, which is always fun. And, Willem Dafoe, who's
And
kind
is it streaming anywhere, or you just found it through other means?
No, where is it streaming?
It's got to be
Is that one on
streaming somewhere,
HBO
right?
or Peacock or something?
Is that one also on the?
That one
cock?
might be on Peacock too.
All right. Taking a look here. Where is
Love
Inside
the
streaming? Let's see. Not available on any of your streaming services, it says. So,
It's on Peacock.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Okay.
Lance, you said you
course.
watched it already, didn't you?
That was me.
Oh,
I think that
was
was
Brian.
Brian.
Okay. My
I think
bad.
that was Brian. Let me add Let me add Peacock to my list here. You guys go ahead. I'm sorry. I've got this Just Watch app, but the problem is that the shit that I actually subscribe to, it keeps taking them off for some reason. So I got to find a new app. You guys have any good suggestions? Tell you what streaming where?
No.
I still gotta watch Matt. I still gotta watch Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
I still haven't watched Avatar.
I haven't either.
Oh, I
saw
did
that in 3D, man.
I did rewatch Evil Dead Rise this week. It's still good.
I saw that on Facebook. I think that you were doing that.
Yeah, there's so much we didn't talk about, especially towards the end.
Oh, I know.
It was crazy. We were running long on that episode, and there was still stuff we had to talk about.
Yeah, I kept thinking about stuff after it was over. I also checked out Monster Squad. I can't remember which
Oh, wow.
that was on. It was like Tubi or something, and it was just on, so we watched
Probably
it
on YouTube.
Yeah, it was. That's a fucking great movie, man. Wolfman's got nards.
Another thing I was gonna that I didn't get to watch, but it's streaming on Prime now, is Air.
Oh, yes, it is on Prime. We were gonna watch it, but we ran out of time last night.
Yeah. I have a whole list of movies. I was gonna do like a whole biography type movie thing with Air and the Tetris movie and the other one, not Luke Wilson. What's the other? Owen Wilson. What's that movie he's in, Paint, where he plays Bob Ross?
Oh yeah, Bob Ross.
What?
Yeah, Paint.
Owen Wilson plays Bob Ross. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because you know, if you had to cast Bob Ross, Owen Wilson pops in your head immediately.
He's not bad. I mean, it didn't look horrible. I saw the poster. It didn't look horrible.
I still want to check it out though.
Wow, it's a happy little treat.
Lance, what's your cool of the week?
What was yours, Phil? I missed it, man. Was Inside your cool of the week?
Yeah, I guess as far as new movies go, but I enjoyed myself most in Oblivion.
Oblivion.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me make a note here. Philip falls into Oblivion. There we go.
It happens on a pretty regular basis.
All right. Yes. My cool of the week is a show that there was no way I was going to watch. And it's on Netflix, Brian. It's kind of got some The Last of Us vibes. I don't know if you guys, I'm trying to give some hints here.
The Walking Dead?
It's got some Walking Dead-ish vibes.
Fear the Walking Dead?
Actually. Well, there's so many good shows about the apocalypse. The thing is, I was really worried that this one was going to be like a total YA, young adult type show. So I'm like, not really. Don't think I'm going to be into it. And then AJ said, "Well, I watched the first season. I think you'd love it. I'll rewatch it with you." And we had the granddaughter over. The 5-year-old was over all weekend, and she really got into it. But we started watching Sweet Tooth on Netflix.
Oh yeah, okay.
My kid is watching that. I heard
really good, man.
Yeah, the geeks talked about it. They all said it was really good. They said it came out at the perfect time too, with the subject matter.
I was pleasantly surprised. It was I thought it was going to be real kiddish, but it's not, man. It's got some young characters in it, but it's got characters of all ages in it. It's actually based on a Vertigo comic book series, which I just learned about. Vertigo is like a DC offshoot that's got kind of like the more weird storytelling, more edgy stuff. But yeah, basically, you had me at Will Forte. I mean, he was in the first episode, and I'm like, I asked AJ, I said, "Is that Will Forte?" She said, "Yes, it is. Keep watching." But it's basically about these kids. It's like end of the world type stuff, just like any of the shows you guys have just mentioned. But I guess the twist is that you've got these kids that are born hybrid, where they're like half kid, half human, half animal. So you've got, it's weird, dude. It's like they kind of explain it, but they kind of don't. So I'm thinking maybe season 2 and 3 they'll go into more. They have said they're going to do exactly 3 seasons, which I like. So they're going to tell the entire story, but not go overboard. They're not going to Walking Dead it. So I'm enjoying it, man. The characters are relatable and a lot of fun to watch. There's great action scenes in it. There's like just enough character development, like without going overboard, making it like a child's show. I'll put it to you this way: if a 5-year-old and a 55-year-old both loved it equally, that's a pretty wide swath there. So
That's true.
Pretty good sample size. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's what's his name? Put it out. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh. Are you kidding? So he had something to do with the production of it then?
Yeah, executive producer. I think it's like through his production company.
Well, you know what? If they keep it like this, like they've already okay, so season 2 is out, just came out, and I love the way Netflix puts them where they're bingeable, where they put everything out at once, which I definitely appreciate that. But if they've already said we're going to wrap it up at season 3 and that'll basically tie up the story, I'm like, yes, this I can go for.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not going to leave us hanging. So, yeah, Sweet Tooth, man, I recommend it very highly. It's again, it's another reason I wasn't going to watch it is because like it's a little too much like The Last of Us, because they're, you get certain characters trying to get from one place to another. But there's enough differences in it that it keeps it interesting, and it's definitely worth a watch. So, highly recommend Sweet Tooth, and it's suitable for all ages. I mean, they got a couple of 4-letter words, but they got a couple of even gory moments, but not overly gory. So it's it definitely it checks out, since that seems to be our theme tonight. It checks off a lot of boxes. Put it that way.
Okay.
So that's the cool of the week. Brian, we got any headlines to talk about?
Yep, and I wrote them in notes, so I don't have to fumble around looking for them.
That's always good. Always preferable.
The Winchesters, the prequel to Supernatural.
Okay.
CW cancels it after 1 season.
That's a lot easier, Philip, than what you had to go through for the original.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to jump into the Winchesters, you only got 1 season.
Oh yeah, I may as well. Actually, I started rewatching Supernatural because Izzy wanted to watch it, and then so we're like rolling along with the first season. It's a good one to play in the background, especially if you've already watched it.
I've been thinking about adding it to the list of shows I'll never finish. So
it's a cool show.
And it's not anything to do with horror, but I read that the CW is going to cut down the amount of episodes per season for their shows, which I think they should have did years ago.
Very smart move.
That makes sense.
Very smart move.
Let's see. This one came to surprise to some people. I come to find out was I've never seen the show. Netflix cancels the Supernatural show Lockwood and Co. after 1 season, and I guess it had like a fan base.
Never heard of it. I've heard of Lock and Key.
Yeah, I did some looking. It has a fan base. A lot of people said it's a very underrated show that Netflix never really advertised or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So doesn't surprise me. Netflix cancels it.
Okay, so this I messaged you guys earlier in the week. Nobody responded to me, but I think as many shitty subpar movies as Netflix does, they tend to find good series.
That's true
for the most part. I never really got into what was the Korean one that was the ancient zombies or whatever.
Oh,
Kingdom.
Yeah.
I never got into that, but I've heard great things about that one.
Nez was here, he'd yell at you right now.
I've heard great things about Dark, which is, I think, a Danish.
Yeah, I started it. It just went on to another list of shows I never finished.
Like
I think it was kind of slow, and then on top of that, it was subtitled.
Yeah, that's a dangerous combo. Dangerous combo.
Let's see, more American Horror Story season 12 casting. I'm gonna butcher this name, Michaela Jai Rodriguez, and I always say her last name wrong. Cara Delevingne.
The really, 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 really skinny one from the movie that Dane DeHaan made famous with his Keanu Reeves impression.
She's another one where the eyes are too wide on her
Yeah, she has that heroine body.
She was in a movie with Dane DeHaan?
Yeah, the Valerian movie.
The Valerian.
Oh,
the one that,
that's right.
That's what started the whole Dane DeHaan thing, because I liked it, and you guys said he was just doing a poor man's Keanu Reeves the whole time.
He was. He even said, "Whoa."
I gotta admit, guys, I tapped out of American Horror Story, man. I haven't seen New York. I think I'm done. I think they're Walking Deading that one too.
I tapped out of the New York season like 2-3 episodes in. It was boring. Like they tried to make it like True Detective type stuff, and I was like, that's not what I want to see in American Horror Story.
Too many good shows on, to have to fuck with that.
Yeah.
Let's see, more TV news. Sydney Chandler is set to star in Noah Hawley's Alien series, which I think is about to go in production for FX.
I mean, I'm all about Noah Hawley.
And I can't think of his name, but she's the daughter of, what's the actor, last name Chandler? It's kind of an older guy.
The guy from Friends?
No, the guy from I know he was in.
Kyle Chandler.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
His daughter.
Huh.
Let's see. Bird Box Barcelona.
I heard about that.
July 14th release date.
Yeah, that snuck out of nowhere. I had never even heard of it, and then I saw a short trailer for it on Netflix.
Yeah,
what the fuck is this?
Trailer was more like a announcement, title announcement.
Right, a teaser, so to speak.
For what
right?
now?
Bird Box Barcelona.
Oh, okay.
Because it didn't.
Because why not?
Whatever happened in Bird Box happened worldwide. So
yes.
We're gonna do a movie at Barcelona.
Well, as long as they have plenty of those good-looking Spanish women from Barcelona, I'm in. Because when AJ and I went there for vacation, that was like one of my most memorable vacations ever, as far as scenery goes.
Misogyny Cast is back.
Yes, it is.
Let's see, Lance. You were asking about this a couple of weeks ago. When are they going to do another season of Black Mirror?
Yeah,
Black Mirror season 6 coming in June.
Awesome.
With Striking Vipers Part 2 is the first one.
You never know. It will be a 5-episode season. I'm only going to read the cast members that I recognize. I'm only going to read the ones that I recognize. Aaron Paul.
Oh, nice.
Josh Hartnett, Kate Mara, Michael Cera, Rob Delaney, Rory Culkin, Salma Hayek, Zazie Beetz, Lance.
I'm in. So it's an American cast then. So we're actually stealing something from the British rather than the other way around in entertainment for a change. That's a nice twist.
Every episode they've done has kind of come true. I'm sort of not mad at them holding back a little bit. Maybe
trying to see what. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But you do have to admit, since Netflix has kind of taken it over, they haven't been as good as the original seasons.
Oh yeah, not even close.
But that could change this season.
See, and that's I don't. Because like they had that one with like Miley Cyrus, and I'm like,
right?
Maybe we shouldn't have big stars in this show, you know?
Well, I haven't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe we just shouldn't have Miley Cyrus.
Well, that
I haven't seen the new Guardians movie, which I've heard is really good.
Yeah,
she did a cameo as a voice for a robot in the second one. They did not bring her back to do that voice for the third one. I understand.
Okay. Well,
but I think
I never knew she was in it.
I'll probably talk about Guardians 3. We're supposed to go take all the kids. So, but I've heard nothing but good things about that one.
Yeah.
The worst thing I've heard is that it's dark.
I heard it's kind of a tearjerker.
Yeah, they said it's like James Gunn's like goodbye to the MCU.
I got you.
Well, long as he keeps doing Peacemaker, we're happy.
He'll be back with DC.
Peacemaker's. Yeah, I'm fingers crossed. I hope he whatever magic he worked with Guardians and Peacemaker, he's able to do for DC. He's doing the Superman movie himself. Yeah. So
with Nicolas Cage.
I heard a rumor. It's funny you brought it up. I heard a rumor that in The Flash, there's going to be a cameo of Nick Cage. You remember he was supposed to play Superman?
You know what? If they don't do that, they've missed out on the biggest opportunity of the decade.
Yeah.
I heard it's a rumor that when he's kind of running through the Speed Force and all the different timelines are going by.
Yes.
That we're supposed to see Nick Cage in the Superman suit.
That would be awesome. Amazing. That would be amazing.
I mean, come on, let the man do it. He named his son after Superman, so.
Yeah, he said I guess
Kal-El.
the two roles that he really wanted to play were Superman and Dracula.
Yeah.
He killed it on one of them.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
It wasn't even supposed to be his movie, and he kind of stole the role. So. Let's see. Did everybody enjoy The Platform on Netflix?
Very much so.
Yeah.
It was in my top 10 that year.
The second one is currently in production.
The Platform Level 2.
it just kind of they released some set photos. I posted them in the group. It just kind of looks like we're just going to follow two different characters, two new characters. It's not a continuation or anything.
They missed. I got a great idea for the sequel. Now hear me out, man. The Platform, but instead of food, it's drugs. All right. So probably
the guys at the bottom are sober.
The guys at the top just jump into the cocaine and bathe in it.
So everybody on the top dies earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You slowly work your way up and try to make it through the platform of drugs.
Yes. Would that be great?
I don't know how long that movie would be.
Isn't that weird?
It gets really weird at the top, man.
I'll bet.
Let's see. We talked about Barbarian director Zach Cregger's new horror movie is going to be titled Weapons.
Yep.
It's already cast its first actor, and it's Pedro Pascal.
Oh, wow.
Guy's in everything.
No shit.
The guy that saves streaming platforms.
Man, you can't go wrong with that casting.
I'm going to pronounce this singer's name wrong. I asked my daughter how you say it, but I instantly, when she said it, my brain rejected it. So.
Lil Yachty?
No, I know Lil Yachty.
Okay.
The Charlie XCX.
Oh,
XCX.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Joins the cast of the Faces of Death remake, which was kind of weird because the movie's already in production.
Huh.
So.
Doing a little extra. And a girl who's not an actor on top of it.
So is he going to be the one that parachutes down into the alligator farm or what?
Who?
In the Faces of Death, dude. The original VHS tape we watched. And they said...
It's a she. I know.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, it's the 21st century. Now we can have a woman parachute into
I'm all for it. A woman can surely parachute to her death into an alligator pit.
Except she's gonna be wearing like a bikini or something.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't know if I ever talked about it. It probably should have been part of my Cool of the Week. The Corridor Crew on YouTube.
Okay. Huh.
They have a video series where they have stuntmen and stuntwomen react. Then they have a different episode. They have a different stuntman or stuntwoman. They react to like stunt scenes in movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I never really thought about it. The stuntwomen go through more shit than the stuntmen because women in movies are always in short sleeves, skirts, shorts.
Good point.
And they can't pad up like the men can.
Trying to do stunts in heels probably is not easy.
Hey, yeah, that can be dangerous.
Because I watched one. I think her name was Amy Johnston. She was a stunt double for Scarlett Johansson for Civil War, not Civil War, The Winter Soldier.
Right.
And she said she was thankful for her having actual pants in the jacket because she can actually put the pads on underneath. But she did have to run in high heel boots, though. So, because everybody runs in high heel boots.
So more evidence that and childbirth are both hard evidence that women are tougher than men.
Yeah. But yeah,
the high heels. It's like you just to get away from them, you just run across the grass.
Yeah, but makes no sense. But
Corridor Crew on YouTube, they have a series where they have that series, and then they have effects artists come on, and they look at good and bad CGI effects in movies, and they kind of break down how they did them. And pretty cool stuff.
Might have to check that out.
But there's a lot of CGI fire.
Yes.
Yeah, CGI fire, CGI
there
smoke,
was some in
water.
Lance, when the CGI fire happened in The Mother, I thought of you.
Yeah.
When the cabin burned down, I was like, "This has got to be infuriating, Lance, right now."
It's very CGI-ish. You are correct, sir.
All right. This is good news to me. Matt, I don't know any of these actresses or actors. Madison Eastman, Aaron Dominguez, Antonio Desplat, and Charlie Tahan all joined the cast of the Witchboard remake. Good news to me.
Hey, we also got these guys.
Oh, Lord. Nez is going to shit a brick.
He's probably rejected all news of the remake.
I would imagine, yeah. I would imagine. That's like, to him, that's like remaking Jaws or The Exorcist.
His name's, I can't think of his name, Chuck Russell, who did The Blob and DreamWorks.
That was good. Oh, those were both fucking awesome.
He's doing the Witchboard remake.
It actually might be good. It might be good.
Worse.
No kidding. Can't be any worse than that piece of shit.
I just made Nez mad somewhere.
I know.
Let's see. Scarlett Johansson is set to star in Disney's Tower of Terror, directed by Taika Waititi.
I feel like they've been making this movie for like 25 years.
Yeah. I think you're right, Phil. I think they just recently attached these people to it, so.
Oh. Yikes.
She'll take the kids to watch.
I know, we'll be there. I'll take the kids. The ride is fun. We rode the ride at Hollywood Studios.
Let's see. Dan Stevens and Kevin Durant. Durant, not Durant.
Not Durant.
Have joined the cast of Radio Silence's untitled Universal Monsters movie. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago that they were directing a Universal Monster movie.
And we don't know what monster yet.
Still untitled.
Interesting. Is Jenna Ortega in it by any chance?
This is only the casting, but as much as they work with her, I can see. But she's
I'd be shocked.
She's gonna be fucking busy.
Yeah.
Because the last little piece of news is she is confirmed to be in Beetlejuice 2.
Yes, I saw the teaser poster.
Also joining the cast is Justin Theroux, Willem Dafoe.
Good. Okay. There you go. Willem Dafoe again, Philip.
And the very, very beautiful Monica Bellucci.
Okay. It's a great
cast. I heard she's playing Beetlejuice's wife.
Mrs. Beetlejuice. Why not?
I know I'm doing it a lot, but I'm going to bring Misogyny Cast back one more time. You guys remember she was in the latex outfit in The Matrix?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not cool.
She is a beautiful
woman. All right.
And she makes perfect sense in the casting of this movie.
And she's,
I would agree.
Like, not that it's anything like important or anything, but she's like, isn't she like 60 or something like that?
Yeah, she's up there.
No.
And she's got to be like in her 50s or 60s.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm pretty sure she's 60.
I got to look it up.
Oh my God.
Somebody might be calling me a liar right now. And she was just not too recently, but wasn't she a Bond girl in one of the Daniel Craig movies?
Probably. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. So should we play that Jeopardy music, Philip, right here while we're waiting?
Well, hey, J-Lo's in her 50s. She's still killing it.
Yeah. She's not a spring chicken, is she?
No.
None of us are anymore.
Yeah.
Monica Bellucci is 58 years old.
58.
Okay. Well, I'm 55, so I can't talk.
Yeah.
You still look good, Lance.
Thank you very much.
Not Monica Bellucci good. But...
No.
No.
Can't give you that, Lance.
Let's not go crazy here.
But yeah, I'm more excited. I wasn't really excited about Beetlejuice 2 because it's been like over 30 years. But with everybody joining the cast and Jenna Ortega, Tim Burton coming back,
it's a classic. And that was right? That was in my So I remember I saw Beetlejuice at the theater, the original Tim Burton Batman at the theater, and they live at the theater all while tripping on acid. That was like my college days when I had a lot of spare time to do acid. And I can tell you Beetlejuice still holds up, but it's not kind of like the old what was that old Jon Stewart? Was it Jon Stewart that did that? Have you ever seen Beetlejuice?
Oh,
have you ever seen Beetlejuice on weed?
And we're getting Beetlejuice sooner than we think. It already has a release date, September 6, 2024.
Huh. Okay. Right around the corner.
So they are
start filming.
After years of nothing moving forward on the sequel, they are all in on this one now. So yeah,
let's not get another COVID outbreak or a fucking soup. What's that new shit they're all worried about now? That's going around the hospitals, Philip? Huh?
The chicken flus. I don't know.
No, they got Brian. They help me out here, dude. They got something going on. It's like a fungus.
What?
Oh, the Last of Us?
No, this is a real fucking. The geeks talked about it a couple of weeks ago, man.
They saw the
writing on the wall.
That sounds world-ending.
Yeah,
it's like if that's a real thing and they just released a show about it.
I
might not want to watch shows anymore.
It is floating around hospitals primarily, and it's basically it kills 1 out of every 3 people that it infects.
What?
So take that. It's called Candidus something. Help us out here, Steve Carlton and the geeks, whoever's listening. You guys were talking about it 2 weeks ago.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Yeah, not good.
Can we catch a break?
Not good.
Can we just live in a normal fucking world for like 10 minutes? Can we do that?
This is the normal world.
We may be living in a snow globe. We may be living in a snow globe. You know?
Oh, we might be living like that one show I wanted to check out. I wanted to see if you checked it out, Lance. Silo.
I want to. It's on Prime, right?
I haven't heard too many people talk about the show, but I heard a lot of people say the books were good.
See, that's where I get in trouble because I would have to read the books first. And then watch it. But the Zissou said it's pretty awesome. He was talking about it. You
need books for your list, anyways.
Yeah, that's true. So. I think I'm 4 deep into the Sandman now, so I want to get like 6 of those in.
I think Steve said I could be wrong, but I think Steve said his wife read all the books and she liked all the books.
The Silo. Okay, I'm gonna look it up while you guys are talking.
But that's it. It's the news.
All right, trailer park time, boys.
Trailer park.
Let's go.
Going to Netflix. Run, Rabbit, Run.
Run, Rabbit, Run.
I always have Bill Moseley from House of a Thousand Corpses in my head. Run, Rabbit, Run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking of? There was a book. Speaking of books, there was a book series called Rabbit Run or something like that. The Rabbit series. He was like a detective, kind of like Fletch. I think it was like in the 70s or early 80s, but one of the books was called Run, Rabbit, Run.
It's called The Tortoise and the Hare.
That might have been it.
Isn't that what they told Eminem in 8 Mile before they jumped?
Is that what they said?
It said Run, Rabbit, Run.
Yeah, I think so.
Spoiler alert.
Sorry.
For a 40-year-old movie or whatever it is.
Run Rabbit Run comes from director Diana Reed and stars Sarah Snook. I believe she's from that HBO series Succession. Let's see. Sarah Snook plays a fertility doctor who believes firmly in life and death, but after noticing the strange behavior of her young daughter, must challenge her own values and confront a ghost from her past. That is not what I got from the trailer.
No.
Looks like she goes to maybe a place from her past and sees what might be her young sister that passed away years ago, and it might not be her, it could be her. I didn't see anything that synopsis said.
This trailer looks like it could either be really good and creepy and atmospheric, or really fucking boring.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, they don't give you a whole lot really in the trailer. I'm not sure how much I got out of like just seeing what the plot was or whatever, but it looks like somebody gets possessed at some point, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
or there's a ghost.
Maybe it's all in her head. I don't know.
Yeah.
Watching the trailer, like I'm kind of into it. The whole, is that really her little sister, or is she just seeing things? But after reading the synopsis, I don't know if I want to watch this movie. Because I don't know what her being a fertility doctor has to do with anything.
Sounds kind of.
Because the rat,
like I said, it
make a lot of the babies.
Oh, I get it. Double.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's all coming together now.
It's all coming together. Philip solved the mystery.
The couple things I've seen Sarah Snook in, she's a good actress, so I would check it out for that. I know I heard of this movie last year. I think it was in the festival run, making its way through there, and got picked up on Netflix. So I think off the strength of that, I will check it out. But
yeah, that's a good sign.
Off the synopsis, I totally just don't even want to talk about this movie no more. It has nothing to do with the trailer.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Yep. We'll table it. But it's on Netflix, so it's free. It's free for us anyway, so you know.
Yeah, it sounds like none of us are real excited, but we'll watch it if it pops up and we have nothing else to watch. June 28th.
Okay.
All right. Next and final trailer is the sequel to the movie we reviewed years ago, wasn't it?
Philip, we all saw that together.
The moment that you've all been waiting for.
The Meg.
Well.
2. The Trench.
The Trench.
This movie's going to be so good that it doesn't even have a synopsis on IMDb because it doesn't.
Oh my God. Doesn't need one.
Does it need one? I mean, giant shark eats people should be the synopsis.
Right? I mean, I'm not even going to get into the cast or the Ben Wheatley's back to direct.
Now that intrigues me.
We got Jason Statham about to be eaten by a megalodon, and he just puts his foot on it and pushes it away.
And sure, at one point, he literally jumps the shark.
It does have
while he's
chains
surfing
on it, though, Brian. It does have chains on it.
While he's surfing, he does jump the shark while he's surfing on a jet ski. I am sold on this movie. It's so fucking ridiculous.
At least it knows what it is now.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
I think that might have been. I did enjoy the first one for what it was, but I think that was the problem with it. I think it was taking itself a little too serious. I think this one knows that it's fucking ridiculous.
I would agree. Kind of like Sharknado territory.
We start off with a megalodon eating a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex,
which was awesome.
And kind of graphic for a. This wasn't even a Red Band trailer because that was a lot of. I mean, it was CGI blood, but it's kind of graphic for a regular trailer.
No dinosaurs were in the making of this movie.
And then they're going, I don't know, to the bottom of the ocean, and they got these super suits on where they're like karate chopping like stones in half, and I don't know, this movie seems fucking ridiculous, and I love everything. Then they had the Barracuda song playing, what I thought was perfect.
That was a good tie-in.
They definitely threw in some comedy moments in the trailer so that you kind of know what you're getting into, I think.
They just straight up showed people getting eaten in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Like, all right, that's what I was looking for out of the last one. I didn't think there was enough carnage.
I know, dude. We were let down in the last one, weren't we?
A little bit. But, Jason Statham kicking shark ass.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I'm looking through the cast. It looked like pretty much who survived the first one is back. And as far as anybody new, I don't recognize anybody. Cliff Curtis.
Yep. Clifton Curtis is in it. Other than that, it's like Jason Statham and do what?
Cliff Curtis will probably die.
Oh, you think he's going to be fodder for the shark?
He's going to be the guy that knows what he's talking about, but then he'll get eaten.
Yes. Nobody will listen to him.
Y'all better eat me in this movie. I'm not coming back for the next one.
See, I'm going to call it now. He's going to be the scientist that is warning everybody about the megalodon.
Yes, yeah.
But he's going to get killed.
Definitely.
And they're going to have to go back and get Jason Statham because he's survived these before. And that's the scene in the trailer where he's doing pull-ups for no reason.
Randomly doing pull-ups.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to warn the mayor. He's going to be like, for God's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July.
Yeah, because there is a beach.
Yes.
There's a beach scene that, of course, for reasons, they won't shut it down. Know how much money this beach makes?
How much money can the beach make? Do they have to pay to go there?
I mean, if COVID shut it down,
parking fees?
The shark can't. The parking fees.
Should we put this on the
like
list?
Galveston.
Should we put this on the list?
I'm down.
Okay.
I'll check it out for sure.
August 4th is the release date. So end of the summer.
I want to see what the director of A Field in England and High Rise and other such weird, edgy, like British folk horror type movies is capable of doing with Shark.
He did the first one.
No, I thought it was Turtle Daub or something like that. John, fuck,
you just made
who
that
was
person up, didn't you?
No.
It sounds like a totally made up name.
Oh, fuck. All right, well, move on then. I could have sworn the first Meg was directed by somebody named John Turtle Taub or Turtle Daub or something like that.
It's Mr.
You know what? You're right, Lance.
Unknown.
You're right, Lance.
Oh,
but didn't they have Wheatley picked at one time to do the first one or something like that? I don't know. Fuck, I'm so confused right now. I feel
you're right. I don't know who this guy is, but you're right. I thought you liked somebody else.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it was kind of like almost a relatively unknown, right? I mean, I think
so.
And you remembered his name, dude. You ought to be on Jeopardy.
Yeah, no, it was a weird name. It was like a super weird name.
I got
Kind of like Zack Snyder, right, or something like that. But it wasn't Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder's a more believable name.
Ah, okay.
John Turtle Taub.
Turtle Taub. There you go, Philip. Take that.
He is the director of such movies as. It's not telling me.
That's what I'm saying, dude. The Meg.
The Meg.
Oh, he did the one episode of the Rush Hour TV show that never got picked up.
That one. Oh wow.
I was gonna say there was a Rush Hour TV show.
This is why you know this guy, Lance.
You must have blinked, Philip.
He did Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. Isn't that like a musical show?
That's a great. Yes, that's awesome.
That's how you know him.
So musical. Oh, that was almost going to be my cool of the week. Schmigadoon is back on Apple TV Plus, but this year it's called Schmicago, and it's edgy, and they do a lot of jazz, and the jazz hands.
I am not about that. So
Schmicago, hey, yeah, boom, ow.
All right, we'll end the trailer park on that note.
All right.
All right. On to listener feedback. This week, the podcast spotlight shines on Keep It Weird. Keep It Weird is a podcast for all things strange, unusual, paranormal, supernatural, scary, sticky, gross, and everything in between. Join our hosts.
UFO talk too.
There you go. Join our hosts Lauren and Ashley and their guests as we talk about all things weird. Sounds awesome.
Right up our alley.
Yeah. Regarding bears on a ship, Lyle Huckins says, that there is what we like to call the bear kaiju.
And the director on Twitter commented a link to his Indiegogo to help fund this movie. So.
Wow, we gotta all jump in then.
I'm tired of these motherfucking bears on this motherfucking ship.
Well, Phil, on the poster, the bear looks bigger than the ship, so.
Yeah, much bigger. Like the ship looks like a Lego ship or something.
So it's really more like bear on a ship. Maybe he squirts out little bears. That.
See, the movie just writes itself.
Regarding Graveyard Shift. Mike Marin says one of my favorite bad film guilty pleasures.
There you go. Take that, Aaron.
See, I don't really subscribe to the guilty pleasure things. I never feel guilty about anything I like.
I enjoy it, man. I enjoyed the film quite a bit.
Man,
just because Aaron shit all over it, and also
I think you met your match with Aaron.
Oh, more than my match. I went down with the first blow. That was a one punch fight.
I almost felt like
she hit my glass jaw and I hit the floor.
I almost felt like your scores compared to hers, you were giving out like 10s.
I was witchboarding it, wasn't I?
Yeah.
That's how her reviews usually start out. What a piece of crap. All right. Regarding a fan poster for Gremlins 3, student of the game asks, is this real or fan art? I was finally like, Gremlins 3. The poster's dope.
Looks super exciting, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Tavares,
but not real.
Fan art.
Yeah.
It was a cool poster though.
Yep. Maybe it will inspire a movie like the Hocus Pocus 3 fan poster did. Or Hocus Pocus 2, sorry. But the movie sucked.
Well, let's just say maybe a Beetlejuice 2's a hit. Maybe 80s, certain 80s and 90s movies that should have got sequels, maybe they'll get sequels.
That's true.
Yeah. It's about time for another Gremlins for sure.
And I mean sequels. I don't mean like reboots and remakes.
Yes.
I was going to say maybe a sequel to Goonies. I could watch that.
With Josh Brolin.
This is not horror talk, but I've heard that there are developments that maybe instead of a movie, it'll be a series.
Oh, okay.
That the original cast would be involved.
I was going to say, I think you have to have the original cast in there.
Oh, that's right. Because Data is back and big right after everything.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's in the MCU now. He's going to be on one. He's going to be on one of the Marvel shows.
No.
Soon as he won that Oscar, his phone was ringing.
He was in. I bet his phone was ringing off the hook.
He has such an amazing story. His little speech up there, so.
Oh yeah.
Good for him.
I enjoyed it, man. Yeah.
But he definitely, because the guy that played Chunk is his lawyer, his entertainment lawyer now.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah, that kid stopped acting and got into law.
I'm gonna guess the old lady's dead, right?
She died a long time ago. The guy that played Sloth died too.
Yeah, I was about to say Sloth has to have bitten the big one too, right?
Wishmaster's still around. Joey Pants, he's still around. You can bring them back.
Yeah.
Joe Pantaleone.
We'll see. Right? Let's see. And regarding Let Us Pray, Chad Ladd says this movie is a hidden gem, and I watch it at least twice a year.
Damn. That's strong words.
Let Us Pray. Which one was that?
I think it's Let It like Prey, right?
Yeah.
Let Us Pray. I've heard of it. I just can't visualize it.
I may need to check it out.
Yeah, I need to look it up if you're watching it twice a year.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's worth watching then.
And that's it for feedback this week. As always, our intro and logos come from Steve Carlton of The Geeks. And be on the lookout for more great stuff from him. Also, our original skull artwork comes from Natsulani, so check her out on Instagram. And if you'd like to help us out, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount. And for $5 or more a month, wait, no, Ron. For a limited time, $1 or more a month. Also pick a commentary for a future bonus show. All right? Give us $1. And on to featured attractions.
I thought we were supposed to set it and forget it.
There it is. It's Mother's Day this week with Mama and the Babadook, which I had to get that in there. But we're gonna start with Mama from 2013. After a young couple take in their two nieces, they suspect that a supernatural spirit named Mama has latched onto their family. Director is Andy Muschietti, also known for the newest version of It, I almost said IT, as well as the upcoming Flash movie.
Mm-hmm.
Writers are Andy and Barbara Muschietti with Neil Cross. It would take 4 hours every day to get Javier Botet into his mama makeup. What? And another 2 hours to remove it. According to Jessica Chastain, Annabelle's octopus tattoo describes her character. When Annabelle found herself caught in a situation she did not like, such as the octopus, she would take off her tentacles and grow new tentacles to escape. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know there was actually somebody in the mama makeup. It seemed pretty CGI to me.
Yeah. Now that you say that, it kind of might bring my score down later, because the fact that I never really known that there was a person in the makeup that played the mama character, and to find out it's Javier Botet, because he's in a lot of movies.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of like the Andy Serkis of Spain or wherever he's from, you know?
Yeah, he's or Doug Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to find out that was practical, and then you threw a whole bunch of CG garbage on top of it.
Yeah.
It might bring my score down.
Why would you do that?
Man, you're showing your hand early, Brian.
Well, I mean, if anybody's seen Javier Botet, he's a unique looking guy. He's super tall with super long arms and legs. And he gets these kind of roles because of his unique body build. And then you put some practical makeup on him, and maybe just use little CGI effects for the whole floating thing. But this looked like it was completely done CGI. Like I'm actually I've never known that. I'm actually kind of blown away that there was somebody in makeup as the character.
I don't know, man. There were some scenes where I felt like I could see a real human, like walking, and stuff like that in the background. But yeah, you're right. Very, very CG. It's a CGI festival, folks.
Yeah, I'm looking him up. He has a condition called hyperlaxivity. They're describing his body on Wikipedia. He has long, thin fingers. He stands 6 feet 7 inches and only weighs 123 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Well, he was made for.
So you can see that he can play this character.
Right.
But me watching the movie, I didn't think anybody was playing this character.
No, yeah. It looks like it's just a straight up CGI manifestation. You know what I mean?
Sure. Looked like in other words, a cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Basically just all animated, but 100 years ago, he would have been in business, right? He would have been in what they used to call like traveling freak shows or carnivals.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You know, the circus. So
yeah.
there'll always be a place for Javier in any timeline.
He's done a lot of movies.
Yeah,
He's been in the Wreck movies.
that's what I figured. Yeah.
The Conjuring. He was the crooked man in The Conjuring.
Ah, they were supposed to do a movie about that. What happened?
They canceled that bullshit.
Did he ask for too much money or what?
The new It movie, he was the hobo, the leopard.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
He was Slender Man in that movie that made Phil go to sleep in the theater.
Super boring.
He's done a lot.
They should have just left practicals on him then, I think.
Oh
yeah, true.
In that trailer we reviewed, the last voyage of the Demeter.
He's in that one.
He's Dracula.
Oh, that makes sense.
That might be his breakout role, Phil.
I like it.
Sorry, we
Well,
got off the rails there a little bit.
anyhow.
Nah, it's part of what we talk about, man.
So aside from Mama not doing practicals, which it kind of blew my mind too as I was reading it. What did you think of the movie, Brian?
I remember liking it the first time I watched it. This is my only second time watching it. I watched it when it came out in the theaters. Yeah. I thought it was fine, but on this rewatch, it seems slow, very slow.
Yeah,
like it's a lot of setup.
A lot of setup
To find these children that went missing. That are we just overlooking that? There were supposed to be two Jamie Lannisters. Like they never really mentioned.
The Jamie.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he's got like a twin brother, but I don't know why.
I know.
I don't know. I mean,
weird, wasn't it?
It just
looked too much alike.
Yeah, like one had a beard, one didn't.
Yeah. Right. Kind of like when you put a chick in glasses to make her smart.
Yeah, one wore suits and the other was an artist.
But it was like, it just seemed almost there to purposefully confuse you. You're like, wait, isn't this the guy I was just looking at?
Yeah,
sure,
I'm like,
sure.
When they do the scenes of him getting in the accident and then finding the cabin, and then they cut to the house and he's running up to the house and he's like, is the girls okay? And I was like, you just fucking had the girls. What is going on?
Right. Yeah.
Like they don't even really mention.
Silly.
I don't even think the police say your brother or anything. So it was.
Oh, they
was
don't.
kind of weird.
We all just assume that then. Okay.
On this second watch, I'm not really buying Jessica Chastain as this guitarist.
I didn't on the first watch. That was so out of character. I mean, she's got range as an actress, but Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, you're not.
They could have picked anybody for that.
Like I can't think of her name. Evil Dead Rise. The girl that was the guitar technician.
Yeah, she looked.
I bought her in that role.
Agreed.
Jamie Chastain as a guitarist in a punk band.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I really did like the kids in this though. I thought they did great. You know, playing these kids that were living out in the woods with Mama this whole time. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, the CGI effects on that part were kind of cool. Like when they first showed the kids and they were like crawling around on all fours and shit.
Yeah. Everything with Mama in the background, I thought looked good and creepy.
Yes.
But Mama up close and out in full view looked horrible.
Took you out of it, huh?
Yeah.
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 Like I said, the kids were great, especially them having to act like they were like, what's the word, feral?
Yeah.
Feral kids.
And I like that the older one retained her language or whatever you want to call it, knew how to talk, and so it all slowly came back. And the introduction, you know, the uncle giving her glasses and her putting them on, and like, oh, I can see now. Everything was slowly coming back.
Right.
And I like how the younger one was so young when all this happened. You know, that's all she knows, so there's nothing to come back to. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I liked all that, but I think just getting to the fucking point of the story just took forever. This was like a 2-hour movie, and it should have been 90 minutes.
Right. Well,
I still don't understand what really happened.
Minutes.
I still don't understand what really happened the point of her taking the mama taking the kids to the cliff to jump off. Why didn't you fucking do that in the first place?
I mean, was it Phil? Correct me if I'm wrong, but was it kind of a tie into La Llorona a little bit, like because she drowned her kids in a lake, right? Or
but why?
For La Llorona.
Why have the kids for 5 years if this is your end game?
I don't know.
Yeah. And then why did they let the one die?
Because she wanted to go with Mama.
I guess.
You remember the end? She was like, Mama, Victoria.
And then she turned into moths, huh? And flew away. Fluttered away.
Yeah, I didn't. Maybe it just went over my head. Maybe I'm just
probably not.
Sometimes kids want to do dumb shit that's not good for them. Maybe don't let them jump off a cliff.
Right.
And then
with a CGI mama.
Yeah. And essentially, this is the Jessica Chastain movie because Jamie Lannister gets thrown off the fucking stairs and is knocked out for most of the movie.
Sitting in a hospital for 2/3 of
and then at the end, when he magically shows up to where she's going, he gets knocked out again. So he's completely useless, which I felt bad.
We should have had Brienne of Tarth show up so she could have saved the day.
I felt bad for Jessica Chastain's character because she clearly didn't want kids.
Oh yeah, she made that abundantly clear.
There's a scene where she's
like, "These little fucking brats, get away from me."
Yeah, there's the scene where she's taking a birth control test and it says she's not pregnant. It's like, fuck.
She's like, "Woo!"
Mm-hmm.
about to go rehearse with my band now.
Yeah, do some more heroin and cocaine.
And I don't know if it works like this, but the child care people make them go live in this house to take care of the kids, and they can't tell anybody where they're at, like this witness protection.
Yeah.
Why are they in witness protection?
At least
I don't know. There's that scene where
Brian, at least in the Babadook, you understand why the Child Protective Services showed up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But this one, they go stay at this house. She's telling the people in her band, like, I got to go stay at this house, and I can't tell anybody where the house is. And I'm like, why?
I know, it doesn't make sense. It's like there's a catch.
And then the psychologist is doing all this research and background checks, and he's not telling them that they might be in danger. And I'm like, why are you not telling them?
Yeah, really weird.
I mean, at first you had your doubts, and then you're like, now you don't have your doubts, and you're doing research, and you're not informing the people that they might be in danger. I'm like, I don't understand any of this.
You're gonna go knock on their door and tell them there's a ghost after them?
Was it?
She might believe just to get away from the kids.
Was it just me, Brian, or did that psychiatrist or whatever remind you a little bit of Monk? Tony Shalhoub?
Tony Shalhoub. I thought it was Tony Shalhoub.
I did too.
Should have been.
So what else, Brian?
There's not really much of the story that you really can get into. Like, they get the kids, Mama's haunting them because Mama somehow came from the cabin all the way to their home, is playing with the kids throughout the movie, throws Jamie Lannister down the stairs, plays with the kids some more.
At least she didn't cut his hand off.
Scares Jessica Chastain. Somehow she believes in everything.
Right.
Knows that the psychologist or whatever has research on it.
Monk.
Steal Monk's research papers. And then the kids are gone, and she knows where they're going. And on her drive there, Jamie shows up in the road for some reason.
Right. Or was that the twin? Or were they triplets? Brian, maybe they were triplets.
There's one.
Wait. While he's in a coma, he's getting visions of what happened to Mama for some reason, because he's connected. Maybe it's the twin connection because Mama took his twin away. So Jamie number 1 is screaming out to Jamie number 2,
who's dead.
And they never really did. Yeah. Did the first Jamie, the business suit Jamie, did he kill his wife and was going to kill his kids? Because they didn't really talk about it.
He was out there, man. He was ready to kill everybody.
They kind of just brushed that off.
But why?
Like they just never really talked about it. Like the guy just tried to kill his family.
2-hour fucking movie, and they couldn't even give you the backstory of why he was there.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this movie.
You've said a lot.
I still think it was weird that Jamie Lannister played two different parts. That seemed.
I know.
I mean,
it's not fucking Eddie Murphy, man. Come on.
Right? I mean, if they would have just mentioned brothers or something, it was just weird how we're just introduced to that they're twins, as he just shows up right after we just seen him
for no particular reason.
It's bad.
Like, did the twins part move the story along at all?
Not really.
It was just there.
Maybe that's all. That's all they could afford to hire.
Maybe they got a discount. You can get 2 Jamies for the price of one.
There it is.
Maybe Jamie saw that Van Damme movie, Double Impact, and was like, I can fucking do this.
He was inspired.
He's no Van Damme, that's for sure.
But it doesn't really matter because, like I said, he's knocked out for most of the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Got a big cast on his arm and his leg up and
kind of in the hospital bed. Half that he was in.
Right.
And then wakes up after his vision and checks himself out after he's just been in a coma.
Right. And the hospital staff is like, "See ya."
I'm gonna have a review over on the Skater Nez Podcast Network. It's the ESP short that I do on the short film Mama that Andy Muschietti did.
3-minute film, sure.
Oh,
more effective than this fucking movie.
Okay, well maybe that was the problem. They took a 3-minute short and made it into a 2.5-hour movie.
I mean, I'm glad this movie got Andy Muschietti's foot in the door because.
Right. Oh yeah, it was great. It was great.
It was great. Everything I'm hearing is the Flash is super fun, so it's good that it got his foot
he's doing that piece of shit. Fuck.
Why is it a piece of shit? You're such a Marvel fanboy.
DC, man.
You're a Marvel fanboy.
Yes, I am. I even bought Disney stocks just to have a couple of them.
That's your DC guy.
Nah, I hate DC, dude. I was mainly an X-Men fan when I was growing up. I read all the X-Men comic books, Wolverine miniseries, X-Force, X-Factor, Excalibur, you name it. I fucking bought all of them. But DC, man, I don't know. I hated Superman to begin with. I'm like, when you're that all-powerful, who can really be against you? Oh, it's this thing called kryptonite. Oh, that's great. Whoa, yeah, great. A little green rock that can bring you to your knees. Great writing, guys. But I'm not a DC fan. I like Batman okay, if he's done the right way.
Batman's
and the Joker's a good character, but all right, enough of that, Brian. You got me going.
Lance, what did you think about this one? Mama.
Before we go into the movie review, we're going to go back to Misogyny Cast.
I don't see why.
With Mama?
You will when I tell you. So, actually, yes, because here's the deal. So the wife and I, we all have our hall passes, right? We even did an episode.
Yeah.
I think we each did our top 5 hall passes. So my wife and I also play the hall pass game. So her ultimate hall pass is Kevin Costner. All right, so that's like her guy hall pass. But my wife, I like the fact that she's a little bit liberal when it comes to sex, and she thinks outside the box, and she has a female hall pass list, and that consists primarily of Charlize Theron and Jessica Chastain.
Not from this movie, though.
Not from this movie, but I will say, if you really kind of look at Jessica Chastain in a couple of scenes in this film, her bodice was quite well packed, and hey, we are in Misogyny Corner right now, right?
She's a very pretty girl.
I didn't find her attractive in this movie.
No? She's still attractive.
Yeah, she's still
an attractive woman, but I felt like I don't know. Maybe it was my
Okay.
boredness of this movie was affecting that.
I'll say that everything.
Girls are dangerous for me.
It's like I put it this way. It's like when I watch Glenn Danzig's Veronica.
Yeah.
That movie was so bad. I got tired of seeing naked women.
Oh,
how bad the movie was.
What about Kill Her Goats? Did you get tired of the naked women in that one?
That was fun. That's the difference.
Yeah, I think somebody would disagree with you. I think our friend Tim from Down Under said this baby's a piece of shite. He said, "Yeah, they got a lot of boobies, but they're not what the fuck." That was a terrible Australian accent, but all right. So
you tried,
Mama. Good. I kept thinking about the Phil Collins song or the Genesis song, "Mama," where Phil Collins goes, "Ha ha." I don't know if you guys remember that one, but no, it was creepy. It had a creepy atmosphere, which I appreciated. Super CGI-ish. I'm with both you guys. Like I was kind of, I don't know. There were a few scenes where I felt like yes, there is a real actor back in the background scenes. But you're right. Anytime they did close-ups, it was pure animation and nothing but. This might have been the worst cast movie that I've seen in a long time.
Ooh.
Because yeah, Jamie Lannister had no part playing either of the two roles. I have no idea why they would have picked him for that because
like he's great as Jamie Lannister in Game of Thrones. He's arrogant.
He is.
You hate him and then you love him. And I give that not just to the story, but how he played that character. He's just some fucking guy that you could have cast anybody else in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yep. A schmuck, like a fill in the blank, a check the boxes guy.
Like he's like we mentioned dozen times already. He plays fucking twins.
Right.
And he's the same fucking guy, and they're supposed to be.
He's the same fucking guy.
Clearly, that's
a scratch on his nose.
Yeah, clearly they're supposed to be two different.
On him or a mustache.
Yeah, clearly they're supposed to be two different guys because
right.
One's more business-like and the other one's an artist, but
sure.
He plays it like they're the same fucking guy.
I couldn't agree more. Bad casting, bad acting. Yeah, Jessica Chastain was not the right person for this role at all. She didn't sell me at all. The kids were kind of, I don't know. I kind of enjoyed watching the kids, especially like you guys were talking about the part early on where they were feral. I thought that was kind of creepy. But you're right. You guys are totally right. What is Mother's end game? Why the fuck does she let them live there in the house and fuck with her and play games and shit and then get into the house, but then jump off a cliff with one? It just zero parts of this movie make sense. It's not
it's
well written. It's not well acted.
They took the kids from Mama. If you want the kids back, why are you hanging out in the house playing with them?
Right. Philip, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean,
Brian covered a lot. He did.
Yeah, but it sort of makes sense now. I mean, I remember when I first saw this, I was not necessarily impressed, but I wasn't like disappointed. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, okay, well, that was a pretty okay horror movie. It sort of stands out from the crowd and
definitely had some jump scares.
Yeah,
definitely
and
had some jump scare moments.
Generic shit that this should fit in.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of okay. Yeah, it was just. I think had they not had the CGI mama all over the place, especially the close-up scenes at the end, it just made it kind of hokey. And had they not had that shit going on, I think it would have been fine.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah. And yeah, the whole twin situation just seemed to serve no purpose except to be confusing.
Because they're cousins, identical cousins. I keep bringing it up,
but that scene when it goes from the cabin to Jamie running to the house, look to see what happens.
Yeah,
it felt like there needed to be a scene in between there.
Setting,
and there might have been.
Like him,
that's
like him, phone call saying your brother and the kids are missing, and we found his wife dead. You need to get here quick.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I would have been, oh, okay, they're twins. But him just kind of just showing up, I'm like, how did you get from the cabin here already? You know.
I mean, obviously something out of the 3-minute short inspired Guillermo, or he wouldn't have thrown his money and his weight behind this.
The 3-minute short, I'll find it and post it in the group for people to watch. But it's the scene when Mama chases him up the stairs and the little girl locks the older sister out of the room.
But in the movie, was there a fishbowl? Because I know in the short, I noticed she was holding a fishbowl trying to save her fish, her goldfish. I don't think that was in the movie, was it?
I don't think it was in the movie.
Yeah,
no.
they didn't even add that.
Cool creature. Meh. Maybe they could have done something cool with it, but it was they sort of slid to the finish line.
At least they didn't jump over a cliff. Oh, wait a minute, they did.
Yeah, and I was a little bothered that they killed one of the kids at the end. I was
that was very disturbing.
They're like, oh, great, now the one that's hard to deal with is gone. That makes our life easier. Here we go.
Jessica Chastain was like fist pumping Mama.
It did seem like that. The one that was the most hard to handle.
Yeah.
We'll just let her go.
She fell off a cliff. I don't know what happened.
Literally.
And how are they going to explain all that?
Oh, they'll think of something. You notice there was no Mama too.
What are they telling child services now? They just lost one of the kids.
Thanks for the house. Peace out.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some aftermath.
Mama 2's just the whole movie's just set in court.
I know. The CPS shows up. All right. What's your score, Brian?
You know what? I'll be fair because it was well shot. It was well directed. I didn't like anybody. The people that are casted in the movie, I like them as actors and actresses. I just think they were miscast for this movie. And Phil, you reading that Javier Botet was Mama and was done all in makeup, and then they threw all that CGI. It brings my score way down. But I did think the kids, for what they needed to do in the movie, did a good job. So I'll give it a 5.
That's pretty good, man. That's even water. Treading water.
Lance, you got a 5?
No, it's 3.5. It's 1/3 good. It's creepy. I don't know. Maybe I was in the mood for jump scares. Yeah. But I actually kind of enjoyed the jump scares, so I'll give it that.
Yeah, there is definitely a creepy factor. And after talking about it, I do kind of want to lower my score, but I'm still gonna give it a 6. I think. I had an okay time with this movie. You know, it's not a stand up. It's not a standout. It's not a classic. It does separate itself from the group a little, though. It's worth watching once.
Yeah, I will tell anybody that if you want to see where Andy Muschietti started, check it out.
Good point.
Because you see that he's a good director. I just think the story was lacking. Like we talked about, it started from a short film. Maybe there wasn't enough in the short film to garner a whole feature-length film. So
yeah.
But I still think as a director, he's a good director. So it's just movie was just miscasted, and they just definitely missed the mark on the story.
He got Guillermo's attention. That's where the money is. That's the money pot. So
because here's the movie.
Mission accomplished.
Kids go missing. They find the kids. Mama goes back, gets the kids, jumps off the cliff, moves on.
Keeps him alive for 5 years and then jumps off a fucking cliff. Yeah. I want to lower my score, I think.
With no real motivation, but
yeah, it's a 3. It's not a 3.5. It's not 1/3 good. Brian, you got me with that. Why would she do that? Why keep him alive and let him be feral? And what was with the cherry
they give the remains of her mama's baby to her, and I'm just like, if you wanted a baby, why are you having these kids grow up? You're gonna make it. I don't know.
If Mama's supernatural, just go fucking recreate the baby in Dreamland or something, right?
Let's get to the next one.
Make a ghost baby.
Okay. Yeah, is there not a baby ghost?
No, what was with the cherry pits, guys? Why cherry pits? Those kids would have had diarrhea for fucking days.
We don't know that they didn't. They were just fed.
That's why they ran on all fours, just in case it squirts out the back. All right. So Mama is okay at best. We'll move on to the Babadook.
Or as Binge Media lovingly refers to it, Brian.
Babadook.
Babadook.
The Babadook.
Babadook. From 2014, a single mother and her child fall into a deep well of paranoia with an eerie children's book titled Mr. Babadook manifests into their home. Director and writer is Jennifer Kent, also known for The Nightingale.
That's a rough film.
Yeah. Director Jennifer Kent holds the rights to the film, and when asked if there would be a sequel, she said, "I will never allow any sequel to be made because it's not that kind of film. I don't care how much I'm offered. It's just not going to happen."
Offer her enough money and it will happen.
I don't know. I like that. I hope that she does.
I like it too, but can we really believe that? I guess we'll find out.
What's his name? That Robert Zemeckis, doesn't he own like Back to the Future? And
right,
because none of the original people could be really involved in it or the way that they should be, he said there'll never be a sequel. Yeah. And nobody can do anything about it. I kind of respect when people stand on that. But Lance, I also do agree if somebody backed up that money truck with the right amount.
Make a Babadook Netflix series.
Everybody's got a fuck it price.
Babadook the amusement ride.
Babadook the musical. Babadook, Duke, Babadook. Okay.
Apparently in Hebrew, Babadook means he is coming for sure.
Ay,
that's scary.
Don't fact check me on that. I don't know. All right, Brian, what'd you think about the Babadook?
This movie is the definition of elevated horror.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It definitely belonged in the March Madness list. It deals with a lot of heavy topics, depression, grief, amongst other things. What mothers go through being a single mother, raising a kid. It goes through a lot of that stuff, and I think it hits the mark on every one of those subjects. A lot of people.
Why can't you be normal meme?
Yeah. The main actress, let me pull her up. I thought she did a phenomenal job. And you know what? A lot of people hate the kid.
Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah, you're supposed to hate the kid.
Yeah, you're experiencing the movie from her point of view.
And then that's the cool thing about the movie, because it kind of swaps. Because then you see why the kid's acting the way he is, and then you're seeing it from his point of view. And first you hate the kid, then you feel for the kid, then you
that's right.
The mom, and then you hate the mom
when she goes to full exorcist mode.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed that whole dynamic of the movie, how it just kind of makes you see things from all different angles. And the Babadook design of the Babadook, I think, is creepy. I think they did a better job with the look of the Babadook than they did the fucking look of Mama.
Oh, big time.
Because they always kept, for majority, they kept the Babadook in the fucking shadows. His little creepy fingers and stuff would come out, and the little top hat, and the constant showing up of the book. She kept trying to get rid of the book, and the book kept, reappearing and trying to burn the book, and the book's coming back again. And slowly she's just descending into madness, and she thinks I just love that you think it's the fucking kid, and you're just like, do something about the kid. But then when you get the kid's point of view, he kind of see, this is what I want to get into. Do you think the Babadook is real?
For me, yes. The way I watch the movie, I like to put a literal spin on these artsy movies. Mm-hmm. So as far as I'm concerned, there was a supernatural element for sure.
I say yes, but at first no. I think all the stuff that was going on in their lives manifested.
Oh, okay, Brian. So how do you explain the fact that both she and he saw the Babadook?
Group psychosis. I don't know what that means, but I heard it somewhere.
Well, there was glass in her soup, but not his. That was interesting.
She put it there herself, Lance.
Maybe.
Huh?
Munchausen syndrome. I'm just yelling stuff out there. I don't know.
Man, dude. Brian, you're all over it, man.
She's got tetanus, Tourette's, whatever the fuck it is.
Right? Tetanus.
I mean, this movie goes real fucking deep, like they can't ever really celebrate his birthday because that was the day of the father dying, and then
oh yeah,
and you kind of get closure at the end when they actually do celebrate his birthday, and
or do you?
Yeah.
Remember, she saw the video in her mind when she was like passing out on the couch, and she actually she was watching all those weird animated shows and stuff like that where the Babadook showed up in them, and you could kind of see what was going on in her mind. And then she saw that that little news segment where it says the mother went crazy and shot her child on his birthday. Like where the news announcer was actually. I thought for sure that was coming. So
well, I mean, go ahead, Phil.
It's like mental illness, anxiety, depression, whatever you want it to mean. But it's obviously that's what it is in the movie. And that's why she sort of keeps it at bay at the end. Spoiler alert. And like keeps it in the basement and feeds it because there's no way to really get rid of it. All you can do is tame it.
So do you guys think she was taking some of her son's pills? Like the pills to sleep? Because she was so desperate in that scene with the doctor, right?
Yeah.
But he was sleeping too, right? The kid was sleeping too. So was that just her being thrown off? Because like she would be awake at weird times and he'd be asleep.
See, with her
she thought it was during the day, maybe.
Her being sleep deprived and kind of having all these issues on top of that.
Right.
From her point of view, we don't really know what was real and what was,
Totally.
Maybe you going back to the glass in the soup. Maybe she put it in the soup. Maybe he put it in the soup. We don't know.
Maybe the Babadook is when she goes fucking crazy and she's the monster.
Maybe the Babadook put it in the soup.
Yeah, like
I mean, the kid called it.
Phil could be right. Maybe it was her as the Babadook. Maybe she is the Babadook. Maybe the Babadook is actually a supernatural thing and he did it.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles, man. It's a pretty deep movie. It's enjoyable, man. I loved it. It's creepy as fuck, dude. And that kid is a creepy fucking kid. When he's in the car and he's like yelling and shit. Yeah. What about that scene?
He had an awesome backpack catapult, though.
That was pretty cool.
So what do you guys think?
Give him some engineering points for that.
What do you guys think about that scene where she wasn't paying attention to him, and next thing you know they look up and he's standing on the top of that monkey bars contraption or whatever at the park?
Yeah.
Do y'all think he fell off, or it seemed like his arm would be broken or something, right?
That's true. The next scene they were in like the hospital or something, weren't they?
No, I think the next scene she was driving him home and he was yelling.
Oh, that's when he was screaming and stuff.
That was his first screaming session. Mm-hmm. And then later he screamed more.
There's a lot of effective scenes where the Babadook pops up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The most memorable one to me is where it almost looks like she has, what do you call it, sleep paralysis?
Mm-hmm.
Where she can't move and he's just above her in the bed.
Well, they tried that in Mama, but it wasn't as effective, right?
Yeah.
Tired of talking about Mama. Movies bring it down to a 4.
I'm telling you, my kids watched this one with me, and they were like engulfed in it.
Yikes!
Which I didn't expect. They
Yeah,
were
no shit.
It's weird, Lance. My two oldest are in their early 20s now, and I remember showing this to them back when this came out. And this movie, their eyes were glued to the screen, but they did the kid thing where they cover their ears because the loud sounds are not gonna scare them. Right. It's not about what they're seeing; it's about what they're hearing.
Yeah.
And they were glued into this when they were kids.
It's an effective movie. Totally unlike Mama. This is actually effective.
Yeah.
This is how you make a horror movie that involves a mother. This is like the winner of the two, right?
Yeah, and I think the end scene maybe was a little on the nose where she's got the Babadook locked up in the basement. But I also
feeding him worms.
Yeah, I also liked it.
Pretty literal.
I like the message behind it and everything. It was a pretty solid film, man. But you're right. The definition of elevated horror is like before it was cool, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, the lead actress is Essie Davis.
Essie Davis. I've seen her in a few TV shows or something.
Yeah, she's been in. She's actually in Game of Thrones.
Not much. She
was in Game of Thrones.
Shit, that's about it. Game of Thrones. Okay. Yeah.
Game of Thrones. She was in The Matrix, one of the shitty sequels.
Take your pick, huh?
Just one of those people hanging out in the background. Yay, Neo's home.
She was like dancing like this, and what was the one where they were in the rave? What did they call that place where they all went to? It was like heaven.
Scion.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Babadook, I think it does a good job of, like I was saying, taking all these different topics and applying them to the movie.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unlike Mama, had an idea for something that maybe wasn't enough to stretch out into a full movie.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, design-wise, I think the Mama does not compare to the Babadook as far as design-wise. And the Babadook, even if this movie is not a blockbuster movie, but it's an iconic figure. Like, everybody's seen the Babadook figure.
Well, and they don't ever really show him very clearly, you know?
Of course not. Yeah, that would ruin it.
That's the beauty of it. You don't need to see it. Come up with conclusions in your mind on what it really looks like, and that'll probably scare you more.
Yeah, it's a little creepier when they leave it up to your imagination.
Sure. Yeah, her acting was fucking amazing. Like how she lost her husband, and the first time you saw it, I think, was pretty early in the movie, right? Where you saw her turning around and you could see pieces of glass, and you slowly start piecing together what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like she's like seems super ill-equipped to take care of a child all by herself. But then, and see, that's why I like the supernatural aspect of it, because it's like, maybe there is some weird supernatural creature fucking with her. Maybe she could be a good mother if she didn't have this, this kind of like a Puck, or a leprechaun type character fucking with her,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to describe it. I guess that's what makes it elevated.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. Like Loki. Mischievous.
But like going back to the whole elevated horror thing, this is elevated horror done right. It takes real life situations and uses them for horror.
Right.
And it's more effective than having like a cheap jump scare every now and then. Which I kind of
what Mama was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Mama tried to do something. This one did do something.
Good way to put it.
Yeah. All right. Scores for the Babadook. Brian?
I'm going to give it an 8. I thought it was really effective. Jennifer Kent did an amazing job directing. It looked creepy. I felt like that whole house was fucking creepy to me. And it was probably just a regular fucking house, but just the way everything was shot and the lighting.
Yeah, it became a character, basically.
Yeah.
Especially when she was talking about all the roaches getting behind the refrigerator.
If there was
when the CPS
roaches.
showed up.
If
Was there or wasn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been on bad trips and seen shit that wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
Good point. I like it.
Yeah, good score, man.
What do you think, Lance?
I'm with Brian. It's an 8. It's it's definitely an easy 8, man. This is like one of the top elevated horror movies that I've seen in a while. And when you guys are telling me that your kids also enjoyed it, that kind of also speaks to a wide audience of people who enjoy this film and everybody gets something different out of it. And like I said, at first you kind of thought the mom was just a bitch, like she was not mature enough or not a good enough mother, right, to want to actually take care of her child. But then as it goes on, maybe some evil spirit is fucking with her. Maybe it's something different, but whatever it is, it works. It's effective. So I'm going with Brian. Also an 8 on this one.
Also an 8. All right. Yeah, I think it's an easy 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Actually, I think
Nice.
it was a pretty effective. Anytime they do like a demonic possession and like kids.
Yes.
And then put it
that's enough. Kind of like The Exorcist, right?
Yeah.
I got some vibes of that here.
Yeah, and then like put them in like real situations where this mother's like just fed up with life in general, and I thought it had a cool sort of metaphorical situation going on, which was the elevated horror part of it, but they did it well, and they were relatively obvious with it, which is okay. I think, especially in this situation, I was pretty impressed with it. It was a movie that sort of came out of nowhere and lived up to the hype.
Unlike Mama.
Unlike Mama.
All right. Well, as always, we want to thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. We would love to hear your feedback and ideas. You can reach us at thehorrorreturns@gmail.com. Please check out our website, www.thehorrorreturns.com. Not too much New in wrestling or action, Brian, or am I off base there?
Wrestling Returns is recorded. We'll be dropping any day, and we are, like I said, all the other shows were on a little bit of hiatus, but we are definitely coming back, and we are possibly doing some stuff for the shows for Patreon. So,
all right.
If you're a Patreon donor, be on the lookout for it. If you're not, give us $1.
Just don't hold your breath waiting for the koozies. I swear to God, strike me down, Mama, if I don't deliver at least half a dozen koozies this week. Because I've got all the
shows up,
envelopes
you won't be
ready.
Scared.
Okay. So yeah, please consider. Speaking of which, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. Even just $1 a month helps us so much. Get together and do things like that. So next week, I can't believe I'm saying this. It's no new movie again, Brian. For fuck's sake, dude. Is it that dry at the theater?
Everything is like superhero and action and
which we've done before.
Yeah, but that's why we have the other shows, because I got tired of people asking if we did the new John Wick. Well, that's not horror.
Okay. Well, they just call him Baba Yaya or whatever, or Baba Wawa. I don't know. All right, next week it's another full moon retrospective. We're going to check out Puppet Master 2 and Subspecies. So, Philip, until the horror returns again.
Good night. All right.
All right. Y'all got a movie